An old friend called me today morning, and it took me years back. A young officer, Karminder Singh. He was, I was posted in Babina. He was from the neighboring unit. Young officer, a friend of mine. He walks into his CO's office after having spent about 10 years in army and offered his resignation and decided to become a farmer. He was from Punjab, and he just thought he will be more happier or better than a farmer than being a soldier. Now his cautious mind tells him, you just can't become a farmer overnight with a stroke of a decision. You can't start a new profession, a new life, all of a sudden, and that too at the age of 40. Yes, one can, argued his young heart. You have no dependents, only habits tie you there. And let me, when he was speaking to me today, he was so happy, and he showed me his farmhouse through this his mobile video. It is amazing, and today I can say with conviction that surely he couldn't have been a better soldier than a great farmer. Now, he fought his conscious mind and he went over. He left army and set off on the great adventure of his life. He was uh, talking to me uh, with so much of happiness and conviction. And when I interrupted him and asked him if he had regretted his decision leaving army, he said, I regret I did it quite late. I should have left it much earlier. My friend, let me tell you, very few of us can be like him. Your job, your family commitments, your responsibilities, and various other responsibilities take precedence. But we can adventure out of our routine and ruts. And the first step is, my friend, to analyze our own conscience. All these cautions, the function of a caution is to protect us unintentionally. But unfortunately, it often enslaves us, forbidding us to do what long we long to do. I remember Ralph Waldo Emerson's, he said somewhere, I read it, and he was very aptly and correct. He said, when prudent people do not comment on commend you, they do not commend you on commend you adhere to, then you adhere to your own act and congratulate yourself that you have done something strange and extravagant. Give your heart a holiday from cautions. Notice that you we see every day the children are naturally free of this fear. And also somebody, until some adult with dubious wisdom cautions them about uh, making friends. my friend, the same thing happened. There are lot of parents. They display another sort of caution, nagging, worrying about the children's health, about some weight tragedy that might happen. Such cautions provide fertile soil for habitual anxiety and hypochondria. I remember in a childhood, I was sent to a camp, and I was roused at 3 o'clock in the morning by one of the organizer. He was called counselor, who said, "Let's go for a walk in the woods." Mindful of warnings never to get my feet wet, I started to put on a heavy socks and shoes unwillingly. He said, "No, Zahid, it's more fun if you come barefoot." I followed him. Meekly though, and half a mile of dripping pine woods, a little of all this wood and soil. When I reached the bank of the lake, bright moonlight sparkled the water to a sheet of diamonds. With a flair for the dramatic, he told me that the wild romantic tale of an Indian princess who had died here at this lake. And when I think of that summer, I treasure above all else that venturous house. My friend, often people need our help, but we harden our hearts for fear of financial loss or social embarrassments. When we do, we are shutting our doors to life itself. It's very important that we must rise above these such cautions which binds us like chains and prevents us from doing what we wish to do. When we meet a situation that demands faith in another person, we must trust our intuition, my friend. My father has always believed that people strive to live up to our best opinions of them. I remember once I visited my village, you see, and suddenly we found that we've dropped the keys somewhere and the house was locked. Now we had no choice but to either to break the lock or get somebody. Suddenly find somebody walking, some boy, and he asked, what happened? And we said we lost the keys. He said, should I try? We said yes. And he did something with a wire or something, and the lock was open. My father was quite shocked. He said, "How the earth did you do that?" And he said, if I could have picked up this lock, I would have broken this lock then. But you did so easily. Are you a locksmith? I asked. After all, it used to be quite a surprising thing he did. He said, "No, I'm not a locksmith." With a touch of professional pride, he said, "I'm a burglar." That surprised both of us. But what happened? My father's trust in that boy created a chain reaction that often happens with some people's adventure with faith. My father tells him, "My dear son, if you're such an expert, why you have to do burglary? Why don't you open a shop of a locksmith? You will do much better honorable job." And the boy agreed. Today, he has his own hardware locksmith store and is active in helping other ex-convicts who in turn help further ahead. Holidays from caution are likely to be contagious, my friend. Take a break from them. How far can we afford to journey on such a holiday? There's someone who has written very beautifully, "When in doubt, follow your heart." Thank you very much.